And I was driving around base. I showed him base housing. I showed him the PX and all. And he like y'all got all this? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
He like, I thought y'all living in huts. Like, no, they got a couple bedroom houses.
No, we
Like, you living good.
we live pretty good out here.
That's what I wanted to share with the people was like, hey, like the military is not what they show you in the movies, because it's like always these Vietnam movies, and like
Yeah.
they get out the military and they ain't got nothing. They lose their health. People lose like body parts in war and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that stuff still happens, but today it seems like we take care of people a lot better than we did at those times, and I don't think people get to see that
Yeah.
part that you get taken care of, you get disability. It's like you say, you doing hiring out heroes and all that stuff. So it's a lot of opportunities that the military affords that people don't know about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, I got my degree thanks to the Navy. My wife got her degree thanks to the Navy. So and if things work out, my daughter's gonna be getting part of her degree thanks to the Navy. So I tell anybody that wants to join, I tell them to take advantage of every opportunity that the military as a whole has. If they give you the opportunity to go to school for free, go to school for free.
Who's good? It's Todd Ferguson Bay, off duty grind. So I have a special guest with me, Twan. I'll say Chief Howell. I call him Twan. You can't call him Twan. But yeah, he's a special guest. So Navy buddy, coming to tell like, hey, why he joined the military and some of how the military helped change his life. Maybe for the good, maybe for the bad. We'll see. But I'm gonna let him start off by introducing himself. I'll let you.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you having me on here. As y'all know, as he just already said, I'm Twan. I've been in the Navy for 22 and a half years. I retired at the end of April 30th, 31 days to be exact. But yeah.
Yep, easy. So I'm gonna break the ice. I'm gonna let him know. He don't like me too much. So, no, we good friends, but I think he started off not like me. I think we cool now.
Well, yeah, we're definitely cool now. But when we first had an encounter, it wasn't cool.
It was cool.
I understood why you did it afterwards, but yeah, in the beginning we wasn't cool at all.
You can tell him why.
So we was doing. I had just picked up chief, and I was going through my initial chief training, and it's the normal training day on a Thursday. See, I don't forget the day. It was Thursday, and it was that time of the day where we was getting our asses handed to us, and Ty here, he had just been here. He had just been at the command for about a week or two. And we was on our way. They were done yelling at us and everything. And here's Ty over here, just out of nowhere says, "Do you guys even memorize anything?" And I'm just like, man, we were out the door, and that just opened the door. That just opened the Pandora's box to everything else, to more getting more yelled at. So. No, I didn't care for you at all at that point in time, because we was out the door, and then you had to bring something up, and now we're there for another 20 minutes. Thanks, bro.
I did that because I did season at different commands, and to me it looked like they were getting off too easy. like this all y'all got? I'm like let me see them orders. So I asked for the orders, and like, hey, today what's due? Oh, memorization. So yeah, I had to mess up their day.
Yeah, it messed up my day. But I mean, after that, I understood why it was done, and I understand the chief tradition, and we've been brothers ever since. Mm-hmm. So, but I will not forget that. Though.
It wasn't that bad. It was cool. But yeah, that's where we first met. like me just walking in. Chief season new to the command and yeah, messing up people's day. Like I have to do. But yeah, so he made it to the rank of chief, but tell us how long you say you've been in? 20?
22 and a half
Yep.
years.
All right. And what made you join the military?
So my dad was Navy.
Oh,
He
okay.
retired as well, and you know, ever since I saw him join, I wanted to join.
Yeah.
And I never forget when I would say I was in the 4th grade. I can't remember my age. I try not to remember those days, but I went on a tire cruise. You know, you go out
Yeah,
there
yeah.
and you ride the ship back.
Yeah.
So I flew to Bermuda, right? Flew to Bermuda, rode my dad's ship from Bermuda back to Norfolk.
Oh, that's cool.
And I will honestly say that was the moment where I said, I'm gonna join the Navy.
Oh, that's cool.
And the rest is really history. When it came to my 12th grade year, and you know, I had to make the decision where I wanted to go to college or join the Navy. I said, well, I could join the Navy and they can pay for college. you
Right.
know. So there I was in London, England. I went to a DoD school out there because I've been stationed overseas. My dad was stationed overseas, and I had to go to high school there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we went to the school was doing some career day or something like that, and
Yeah.
the Navy recruiter from London was there.
Oh, sweet.
So I said, yeah, let's go. And
let's
to
do
the ASVAB, and the rest is history.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I was thinking like, not thinking for you, but you always think like something, like either someone joined the military because like their parents or something joined, other people join just to make a change, like just get out of a certain situation. So you didn't join the military to leave a certain situation. You saw it before and knew it was something that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was growing up. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't even know what the Navy was when I joined. So yeah. So what was you doing before you joined?
I joined right out of high school.
Right out of
So
high school.
before that, I was working at the Navy Exchange in Lamar, Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and soon as that over, I came back to the States. I think I was over back in the States for 2 weeks just to see family and stuff again. And,
Yeah.
and after that, I went to Fort Lee, Virginia, and went to the MEP station, and I was on my way.
Right.
So,
On your way.
I was on my way.
So what was your first duty station
First duty station was Navy Security Group Activity, Norfolk.
in SGA?
I was a DURSUP operator.
Okay, you said Norfolk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So you was back home.
Yeah, I was back home my first 3 years. Yeah, my first time in the Navy.
Yeah.
I was back at home.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Hawaii first, but they didn't have anything
Mm-hmm.
from Hawaii, and I also felt like man, I might as well just go back home and chill there for a little bit because you remember I just came back from overseas. I never really got a chance to really get back home, so
Yeah.
went back home.
Went back home. Okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, that's cool because you like when I joined, I was kind of upset because I got stationed in Virginia, and then I got stationed in Maryland, but I'm from Maryland, so I'm like I didn't join. I joined to travel, so I wanted to travel, but you wanted to go. You wanted to be back.
No,
just coming back.
I wanted
yeah.
I wanted to travel.
Yeah.
And you'll see later on in my career, I did get out there and travel.
Yeah.
But yeah, after NSGA, I went to actually I got kicked out of the Navy, thanks to Perform to Serve.
Oh yeah. Okay, I heard about one of my buddies.
Yeah, that's when the program was first implemented, and yeah, my rating was overmanned because we had just merged with another rating, so it was overmanned for E4 and below. So making E4 was almost impossible.
Oh, okay.
So I got kicked out due to that, and like a month afterwards, I went to the reserves. So
Yeah,
I was in the
okay.
reserves. I was in the reserves for 6 months. So the crazy thing is when I was I got out and I was like, oh man, I should be able to get out here and get me a job, no problem, no issues, no concerns.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work out. It didn't work out like that. I was just like, man, I got to get back in the Navy where I really wanted to be. So, so I went reserves and I went through the process to come back in
Okay.
the Navy, and And the crazy thing is, they kicked. You remember I told you they kicked us all out through the PTS. They kicked out too many people. So, I put in the package and everything. I had to go back to MEPS and all that stuff, and I put the packaging in January of 2007, and I got the call from the ECM. I'll never forget. I got a call from ECM. I think around the March of 2007.
Okay.
And crazy thing is, I was doing active duty orders while on the reserve, so I was standing on the watch floor, and I came out just to take a break, and I saw it was a voice message from Master Chief, and he said, "Hey man, I can bring you back in the Navy as a CTT, or I can bring you back in as CTR, man. Which I just need to know what you want to do, you know." He was nonchalant like that. Like, I just need to know what you want to do, man. I could do anything. I mean, those two options.
Yeah.
And my first daughter was on the way, so I was like, man, I don't have time to go back to A school and learn a new trade and all that. You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, give me CT, please put me back in as a third class, and he put me back in as CT 3, and I came back in the Navy and went to NAVAD Vet in Chicago, where that's where they process you back in and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then after that, I went to Carrier Strike Group 9 over in Everett, Washington.
Okay.
So I was there for 3 years, which I had a good time there. There's a lot of sea time though. A lot of sea time. That's what I learned about West Coast Navy is a lot of sea time. But it was fun and I learned a lot. But West Coast Navy, I also learned that it's quite different and it's funny. Even though you going out to sea a lot, when you home, they make sure you make it home.
Okay.
So they make sure you go home. So
looking out for you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Y'all do a lot of y'all do extensions and stuff too, like extensions out to sea.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yep.
But yeah, I get. I had, like, I was only East Coast when I did my deployments for the most part, and they say East Coast and West Coast is a lot different than each other.
Oh yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's like if I had my choice, I would have stayed. I would stay west. I would have did sea duty over at the west on the West Coast because.
Okay.
But again, like sometimes the Navy wants you to do what they want you to. Matter of fact, scratch that. They want you to do everything they want you to do. So, I did Strike Group 9 for 3 years, and then I came back to the East Coast. I was over at NRO over in Chantilly.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was over there. Now keep in mind, I had did back-to-back sea, so I did DURSUP, and then I did Strike Group 9.
Okay.
So this was really my first short tour that I ever done.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna explain to them what DURSUP. DURSUP is direct support. So you're not stationed on board the ship, but you go out with the ship, right? And then you deploy with the ship and you directly support the ship and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yep. The good thing of DURSUP is you're not ship's company, but the bad part of DURSUP is you can walk in on a Tuesday and be deployed on a Wednesday. So that's the downside to DURSUP.
I like DURSUP though.
Yeah, I did too.
I was stationed at a fleet, so ESG 7. So we would just ride the ships and stuff like that. Even though I wasn't stationed on board, but sometimes like some issues with that is I didn't know. You don't know the culture of the ship. You don't know their schedule and stuff. So I'm walking up to go to work, and then the chief stopped me like, "What are you doing?" Like, going to work. He's like, "You lucky." I'm like, what? I still don't know what they were doing. I think they had like some cleaning stations or something like that, and I was walking through their space or something like that.
Yeah, ship's company don't care for that.
Yeah,
they hate on staff on there.
He's like, "You lucky." I guess I had my staff hat on. He's like, "Oh."
Yeah, they used to pull that mess on the Lincoln.
Yeah.
Like they would do like island hours, right? And I would be staffed, so I'd be walking off the ship at like 9:00, going to give me something to eat from the spot. And they be trying not to let me leave. I'm just like, you want to take a look at that sticker that says Strike Group 9 on there? I was like, I suggest you let me go. It's gonna be a problem up in here.
He's like, you ain't going to do nothing. What else you been? You said Washington, Virginia. What was some of your favorite duty stations?
My favorite duty station was Chantilly. It was at NRO in Chantilly. That
Okay.
was one of the best. That was one of the best duties I ever had because it was away from the fleet, and it was just a relaxed atmosphere. As long as you did your work, they didn't bother you.
Okay.
you know, you can do your work and then take off early if you wanted to. And they didn't bother. I was second class and I was leaving when I wanted. So, so it was great.
Yeah.
You know.
So yeah, like a lot of people, I wanted to say, like a lot of people don't know what life in the military is like. Like they think it's in, like what they see in the movies, it's like you getting shot at all day. You live in a hut. Cause like I took my brother to Fort Meade, and I was driving around base. I showed him base housing. I showed him the PX and all. And he like y'all got all this? I'm like, yeah. He like, I thought y'all was living in huts. Like, no, they got a couple bedroom houses.
No,
like, you living good.
we live pretty good out here.
That's what I wanted to share with the people. Was like, hey, like the military is not what they show you in the movies, because it's like always these Vietnam movies, and like
Yeah.
they get out the military and they ain't got nothing. They lose their health. People lose like body parts in war and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that stuff still happens, but today it seems like we take care of people a lot better than we did at those times, and I don't think people get to see that
Yeah.
part that you get taken care of, you get disability. It's like you say, how you're doing hiring out heroes and all that stuff. So it's a lot of opportunities that the military affords that people don't know about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Again, I got my degree thanks to the Navy. My wife got her degree thanks to the Navy. So and if things work out, my daughter's gonna be getting a part of her degree thanks to the Navy. So I tell anybody that wants to join, I tell them take advantage of every opportunity that the military as a whole has. If they give you the opportunity to go to school for free, go to school for free. They give you the opportunity to get IT certifications or any kind of certification. Take advantage of it. Most of it's free. A lot of the time people don't take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So they're actually looking to give it. Sometimes they try to give it away. Like at our command, they try to give the training away, because they don't have enough people asking for it.
Yeah. And TA and stuff like that, you use your TA. That's $4,500 a year.
Yep.
That a lot of people don't even use.
Yep.
So
and a lot of people don't know that these schools, when they know you're military, you'll get a military scholarship with the school and stuff. So it'll make it so that TA covers your whole education.
yeah.
So
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, they got the what's the yellow ribbon programs. Even some schools, they make their tuition match the TA rate.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
That's what I was getting at. Yeah,
Yeah.
they matched the tuition to the TA.
Yeah, right.
So you go for free.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got my degree as well. You did yours in what, cyber?
Yep.
Cybersecurity. I did mine digital media and web technology. So we both leaving, with degrees, debt free for education, pretty much. Yeah. So
I got a degree and 2 IT certifications. I'm didn't join the Navy as an IT. I'm a SIG analyst. So so man, if you join the military, man, you gotta just take advantage of everything, every opportunity.
yeah, because they gonna squeeze you.
Yeah.
You're gonna be away from your family. Yeah, that to me, that's the hardest part. Everything else is easy because you just gotta show up on time, be in the right uniform,
Yep.
and be where they tell you to be.
Yep.
Other than that, it's like even at the chief level, it's still tell people to be on time, know where people are,
Yeah.
and and do your job. So everybody knows by this time you know how to do your job. When you're just getting in, you don't really. You need to know how to do your job, but we know you're learning how to do your job.
Yeah.
So it's not so much on you; it's more so on us to train you, to teach you how to do the job. But
Yep.
yeah, it's joint.
Yeah, you hit it right on the head, man. It's the hardest part. What made it hard is leaving your family behind, leaving your wife and kids behind. But I mean, other than that,
Yeah.
I've had a pretty good career. Yeah, has there's been some ups and some downs? Absolutely, but it's been more ups than downs. So and I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And when we say like leaving your wife and kids, sometimes it's for like it's a thing called geobatch. You geobatch, right?
yep, that's what I've been doing the last 3 years.
Yeah. So when I left my wife and kids, the longest I've been away was a year. And I tell you, it's probably the worst story. It's not a bad story, but it's a bad story for me. So I'll talk in detail. I wanted to do attaché duty, so work for the State Department. They told me no because of my NEC. My NEC is it's like an advanced signals analyst. So he's like, no, you can't go, but I'll send you anywhere you want to go. And I was like, all right, I'll go to Fort Meade then. He like, I got a spot in Fort Meade. Like, yeah, it's plenty of spots in Fort Meade. I like, sweet. So I sent my wife. I'm in Florida right now. I sent my wife to Fort Meade because she want to go to nursing school. I'm like, all right, go up there. I'll meet you up there when I'm done here. It's like only a couple months left. She go up there, start school. I get orders to Hawaii. Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. So I'm not gonna tell my wife to, drop school to come to Hawaii, but she going to school. It's nursing school, so she gotta do her thing with the hospitals and stuff. So she can't really leave and stuff to take. So I gotta take the kids with me to Hawaii. So I got 2 kids with me in Hawaii during COVID. And if they get a runny nose, that's a COVID symptom.
Yeah.
So I can't go to work.
Can't go to work. Yeah.
So I'm like trying to go to work. And in Hawaii, the CDC is pretty packed. So I had to send one of my kids back home until he can get a spot in the CDC. So we just juggling, flying kids back home, back and forth. I can't go to work because they got a snotty nose and they 3 years old. So I was just struggled the whole time. I couldn't really. I don't think I was. That's probably like my worst command because I couldn't go to work. I didn't feel like I was being successful. I didn't feel like I was able to take care of the sailors because I couldn't show up and stuff like that. But it's stuff like that, man. I'm pissed off. Like, why do you why you send me there if I told you? And plus, my son, he's autistic, so they got an EFMP program. So that's how I was able to get out of there because I couldn't get the support I needed for my son. So they send you back. So that's a program too that people don't know about is EFMP. If you're stationed in a place where they can't take care of your kids or your family members, they'll send you back.
And I think they recently changed it to where it's better. It makes it better for for service members and their families to stay together. So
You got a pretty bad story that you'd want to share. You don't got to share anything.
I would say my pretty bad story was I was at NRO, and like I told you before, this was my first short tour because I did back-to-back C. So I never forget this. The detailer came August of 2012, and he's just giving us an update on what's going on in the fleet and stuff. And one of the things he brought up was that, hey, we got to fill gaps out at sea. So if you've done at least 2 years of shore duty, you could be up to go back to sea early. And by the way, this program starts at the end of the month. So I was like, okay, well, that's all right, cool. Come September, the end of August.
Yeah.
I'll never forget, this blows my mind. End of August, we have 4-day weekend for, I don't know if it was Labor Day or something like that. But no joke, came back after the 4-day weekend, and I get a call from my senior chief, and he says, hey, man, you hear anything about some orders to the U.S.? You talk to detail about some orders to the USS Gonzalez? I was like, no. The only thing I talked to the detail about was I wanted to do sub duty and ride subs out of Pearl Harbor. Okay. And I had talked to detail. Detail was like, man, I can send you go ride subs. We're shorthanded on sub riders. He's like, you just got to get in your window and I can send you where you want to go. So I was waiting. I was like, yeah, I'm about to be a bubblehead on the bar, on the water.
Try to go this out. I ain't never seen the right.
So I was just waiting on my window, but I said, no, I ain't talking no detail about no USS Gonzalez. I have no desire to go to a destroyer. I said, you got them. I said, you got them orders in front of you. I said, he said, yeah. He's like, can you send it over to me? And he said, yeah, I'll send it over to you. So I waited for him to send it to me, and I read the orders in their entirety, and it clearly they said on when you add it right down, it says you are being selected for a early return to sea. But I said, oh, y'all got me like that. y'all got me like that, man.
Yeah.
The program just started a week ago.
Say, get over here.
God, they immediately told you get over here, right?
Yeah, right.
And but it was done when the fallout when everything settled and everything. It turns out that Tennessee had did something wrong because they were the command was supposed to be able to send a impact statement.
Okay.
So they were supposed to reach out to command and say, hey, in which they did.
Mm-hmm.
Which the crazy thing is they left a voicemail on my CO's phone.
Oh, okay.
So when again I told you we're on 4-day weekend, so there ain't nobody there, you know. So when they didn't hear nobody, it was just like, well, we ain't hear nothing. There you go. So I was like, man, and I was trying to fight it, and I was just like, man, I don't want to do this,
Yeah.
you know. But I said, you know what? I said ain't no need to fight this. It's gonna happen. I said, and then during that time though, they offered $1,450 for every month that your shore duty was cut short.
Oh, okay.
So I got. So next thing you know, I got a check for $10,000.
What? And you saying that every month that
Every month they you get cut short. You got $1,450 a month.
That's crazy. I ain't even heard about it.
Yeah, that's when they don't do that no more. But when they first started the program, that's what they did.
Yeah.
They also had that. They did that, and they also incentivized people to stay on sea duty by giving them a monthly, extra. I think it was like extra $500 or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, they was hurting bad for folks going to sea. So that
Yeah.
was the Navy's answer to the call.
Okay.
So I after I got the money and I said, look, I'll take the order. I went to my signature. I said, look, I'm not gonna fight it no more. I'll go. Because the other reason why I was fighting is because they were deploying. Like it was September, they were deploying in January.
Okay. Yeah.
So I wasn't even planning on deploying.
Yeah.
It was just one of those things. I had to move my family from Chantilly to Norfolk, get checked on the ship, and get ready to deploy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So it can.
So it was I would say that was one of the toughest moments.
Yeah.
But my other toughest moment was doing this tour, was being a Geo Bachelor.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was the other tour. That was tough. A lot of people think that you're only 3 hours away, so that's nothing. I say, man, you're not gonna be able to get back home as fast as you think you're gonna be able to get back home. So
Right.
it's tough.
Yeah. That's it. So be worried. Like if you do join, or if you're thinking about joining, you got to realize that you will be at times away from your family. Like I just went to Guam. Guam is like 7 hours from Hawaii. Hawaii is 8 hours from here. Flights.
So you add that together.
So
you're a whole day ahead.
You're a day ahead. And so like I think it's harder on. I think my oldest daughter, like I think my wife, she's used to it because my wife was in the military, and the kids are small, so they probably feel it. But my oldest daughter, she like, why you gotta leave? Like,
Nah.
I gotta work. Like, so yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. So I have 3 kids. So it affects my oldest and my youngest.
Mm-hmm.
My youngest is 6, and it really affect her a lot. She's like, I want you to stay, Dad. I want you to stay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the the toughest part. Yeah, it's weird. The toughest part is not the work part. Like the work part is it's like a to me it's like a job. It's a job. So
Damn.
so it's just like going to work every day. Like most of the time I work in the building in most of my career. So I drive to work, go to work, go home
Yeah.
for the most part.
Well, your experience may vary, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's an
Yeah.
easy job. Like
Yeah.
you just go, show up on time, do some work. Is the work hard sometimes? Absolutely, but most of the time, I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you get free time off. You get sick, you ain't got to worry about your check changing because you got to stay at home.
Yeah.
You know, like my wife complains all the time. Like when she's sick, it cuts in her pay. She can't, she get paid. It's like I ain't got them type of problems. I kick my feet out. You know what I mean? But
Especially like during COVID, it's like people ain't go to work for like 6 months.
Yeah.
like they like don't come to work. But yeah, that's what like something like when you look at the military pay, people look at the base pay, but they don't look at the military benefits because like you said like in the civilian world, you only get so many hours to be sick.
Right.
Like I you would tell me how much time I can be sick.
Right.
So it's like off for me, but then you gotta use your vacation time if you are sick. But military, like, hey, if you're sick,
yeah, stay home.
go get a doctor's note. Doctors tell you stay home, and you stay home.
And now that I'm getting ready to retire, I'm gonna miss that part.
But hey, don't take advantage of this thing called malingering.
Yeah.
You start going to doctors too much, and you're like what are you doing? Like,
Something is up here.
I know, like, why you sick? Why you sick every Friday?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Every Friday, every other Friday.
Every other Friday, you sick.
seem to be
Like, come
sick
on.
with something.
Like somebody gonna start asking questions,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's a benefit. Like, and another benefit is not looking just at base pay, because if we look at base pay, I make like probably $60,000 or something like
Yeah.
that. But with BAH, depending on where you are, some BAH is basic allowance for housing. Yeah. So with that, some places you get over $3,000 a month for housing. I think I was in Hawaii, it was getting like 34 or something like that. But I stayed in base housing. But
No.
depending on where you're staying, you can use your BAH. So you use your BAH for your family.
Yeah. So I was getting, even though I'm a Geo Bachelor, I was getting BH for here, DC area. So thanks to that, I was able to afford my place here and handle my mortgage back at home. And I was also able to take advantage of the resident advisor program where I didn't have to pay any rent. I just had to be that, that leadership role in the barracks.
Okay.
So I mean that right there really helped me out a lot because I saved quite a bit of money doing that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's plenty of benefits in the military.
I think that's the primary benefit because I went 22 years and I didn't have to pay for housing. Even when I stayed on the ship, I didn't have to pay for housing because I stayed on the ship.
Yeah.
but you never I never thought about it till like this year. It's like I never had to worry about housing or where to live. You always taken care of. So
Yeah.
you get your base pay, and you don't got to worry about a place to live. So you make, say, like I said, I make $60,000 or something like that, but I don't got to worry about housing
Right.
bills. Or you get more money to pay for housing, and if you don't use it all, you get the pocket.
And the great thing about also is that with BAH, with all the allowances, the allowances aren't taxable.
Right, it's not tax.
Yeah, it's all that. So that $3,000, $3,200 you get in a month, that is not taxable.
Tax free.
That's tax free
And
right
it's-
there. You only getting taxed on your base pay.
Yep. And this a hustle right here is not a hustle, but get a roommate. So
Yep.
you get a roommate, y'all both getting BAH if y'all at the right rank or been in enough. Y'all can split your bill in half. It's like, this is the thing. I was out here, like I'm from here, like I'm from Baltimore. So I got stationed here, like my second command, and I stayed in the neighborhood that they said I didn't know that I couldn't stay in. Like, that's a bad neighborhood. Like, no, it's not. It's like, oh, like, no, you can't stay over there. But over there, I think I was getting $2,000. I was getting like I say 23 at that time, 2,300 a month. But I was staying in a place that was like 900 a month.
Yeah.
And I had a roommate, so I was paying like 450 a month.
Yeah.
So I was pocketing
the rest of that money.
I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, but I had to move because they were like, it's not safe over there. I'm like, who said it's not?
See, you ran your mouth. See, you ran your mouth. See.
No, we got to put your address on the recall
true.
and all that.
Yeah, that's
stuff.
true. And when you put in the PH request, you got to put in it.
I didn't know that I couldn't stay there because where I transferred. I transferred from Virginia up here, and I drove and I found my house, my apartment before I checked in.
Oh,
like,
okay, I got
then
you.
After I was staying there for a while, they were like, where do you stay?
Yeah, I got you.
Like, I'm across the street. Like a lot of military places, like the bases are outside what they consider bad neighborhoods or
Right.
something like that. Sometimes I'm like I'm across the street. They're like, you can't live across the street.
Yeah.
Like that place is off limits.
Yeah.
But I was living good. I was
I was living a good life.
They messed me up. I was like, I'm good. Yeah. But yeah, the housing. In addition with the housing, you can use the BAH to buy a house. Like you get a VA, you get the VA loan. The VA, like you don't got to pay no money down.
Right.
So that's a benefit right there because you buy a convention with a convention loan, you got to pay sometimes 20% down.
20% down, yeah.
So it's like you don't got to. And if you go just on $100,000 house, that's $20,000. So if you get looking at $200,000, $400,000 house, it's like $100,000 down. Like you save all that.
Yep.
Like not having to come out of your pocket for that because you can just like, hey, no money down loan.
Yeah, having that VA guarantee, man. Having that VA guarantee it'll help you out a lot as far as getting a house.
Yeah. And that's just 90 days you got to serve to
90,
get that.
Yep.
And you not honorable, but honorable service, and within 90 days you got that for pretty much the rest of your life.
No.
So I say, if y'all thinking about joining, I would join. Do your 4 years and make your decision from there.
Yeah. Am I saying go out there and do 22 years? No, I'm not. You can achieve your goals in 4 years or in 8 years. You don't have to make it a career, but make it worth it when you join. Like take advantage of everything. Go to school and get the certification. Save money. That's the biggest thing is save money, and you'll be fine. I think that. I mean, depending on the job, you might be able to come out with a security clearance, and that's big money out here. I have my search for jobs. That's what they look for. They look for people with security clearances, polygraphs, those sorts of stuff, man. Just if you get those things before getting out, man, it'll make your life a lot easier because a lot of these companies they don't want to pay for you to get a security clearance and all that. So you come in, make it worth it, man. Get everything you can and get the experience and also have fun. Don't be all about business. It's going to have fun, travel a little bit, and just enjoy yourself, but also take care of business.
Yeah, and that's why I want people to know, like, hey, military is just not all about like war. That's what people wanted, and it is. It's you're in the service. You're in a a war-based type job, but that's not all people think about that's in the military. People, like I say, you go to work, you go home, or you go to work, you deploy, and you can contact your family. It's not like back in the past where you got to wait 4 years to make a phone. No. Like wait till your ship gets back. So or something like that. You can contact your family. It's all about having fun and making those experiences. Even if you go on a ship and y'all. That's the only thing that's the thing I like about being on the ship is hitting ports. Like I don't like the workups and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like all that circling the water. Yeah. Like I want to go someplace. So yeah, but yeah. So you would you recommend people joining? Because people always say the military is not for everybody, and I agree that it's not for everybody. But you never know who it's for because everybody in the military is different.
Right.
So would you say it's like, would you tell people to join, or
I would absolutely tell people to join.
Yeah.
I would explain to them the benefits of joining and absolutely. You know, some, like you said, some people join in the military for different reasons. You know, some people want to join because they've always wanted to join. Some people are in a messed up situation and they want a better life. So I would definitely tell them to join.
Yeah, that's what I would do it for. It's like I see people. You see people out here struggling all day. Like why you struggling?
Yeah.
like you know, there's options. Like even like I would say I wanted to be a musician, but you see like musicians out here that's not making ends meet and all that stuff. I'm like, you know, you can be a musician in the military.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. You can do anything in the military. You can be a photographer. You can be a freaking MC, mass communication specialist.
Yeah.
All that. So anything you want to do, pretty much you can do. You can be a freaking barber.
Yeah, yeah. They even send you to barber school so you know how to cut hair. It's all you gotta do is go to a recruiter and say what you want to do.
Yeah. So I think it's one of the best decisions I made in my life. So that's why I want to share it. I'm about to get out. You about to retire. You know, soon, like
31
tomorrow.
days. Yeah. So I'm about to retire.
At 40 years old. I told your age. You didn't tell your age. You told your age.
I'm 41.
Well, 41.
Yeah.
I'm about to retire at 40. But it's just not be about 41 because I'd be October.
No.
Yeah, so you did 22. He could have retired 2 years ago, possibly. You know, you do 20 years, you can retire.
Yep.
But yeah, people at 38 retire and they set. So
Yeah.
he set. Looking at the they say the median income for African American male in the United States, the average income is like 40 grand, and with retirement and maybe disability, you make close to double that just waking up after you get out. So it's like it's a no brainer if it's for you. To me, it's like all right, I'm gonna just stay in. I wanted to get out like 3 times.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Everybody want to get out.
Everybody want to get out at least twice.
Yeah.
I say at least twice. You said three. Times. It was at least twice for me. But yeah, everybody wants. You're gonna have that doubt sometimes, because things aren't gonna go the way you want them to go sometimes, and you're gonna want to quit. But like I said, I've had more good times than bad.
Yeah. I don't even think it's quitting. Like you did your time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want to go home. Like,
Yeah.
You just want to relax but to me it's like it's no different than going to work on the outside, because you may not like your boss in the military or your supervisor in the military, but like you might not like your boss when you get out. So it's like,
and that's why I tell a lot of people too. Like they're like, man, I can't join the military because it's just so strict and people yell at you and all that. I'm like, they yell at you on the outside. I mean, what are you talking about?
Ain't nobody really yelling. Like outside of boot camp, ain't nobody really yelling at you, unless you. Ain't nobody really.
Ain't nobody really yelling at you. They just use the whole, I don't like being told what to do.
What to do? Yeah.
But you work for a boss though.
Like you work with
that tells you what to do.
Look at your schedule and be where you supposed to be in the uniform you supposed to be. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So, but I'm gonna celebrate this guy because, like you say, he's about to retire, like officially, and after 22 years of service. So I got some bubbly for him. I tried to get some champagne, but. And I went to the liquor store and they ain't have types of champagne. So I got some Prosecco.
Hey.
Prosecco.
I appreciate this, man.
Yeah. I appreciate you coming on. And this is the first podcast we got in the studio. So we had some technical difficulties at first. There might be still some technical difficulties. We'll see. But we're going to celebrate. I said toast.
I said I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. Shoot, I gotta figure out how to open this thing.
Yeah, you're having issues.
But 22 years of service. It's good thing. Like,
I would absolutely join. I would do it over again.
I was gonna ask you, like, would you change anything or?
I wouldn't change absolutely anything.
Yeah, like I said, it's one of the best decisions. Even like you said, it's good times, bad times, but that's anybody.
That's
in
with
life.
anything.
And people say like you lose friends, but still, like you lose like I got friends in high school that's passing and stuff like that, or people got killed and stuff like that from high schools. Like, it's just life.
You know, a lot of there was a few of my friends that clowned me because, you know, I decided to join the Navy. And I saw them a few years later and they said, man, Twan, you did it right, man. I said, told you.
Yeah. I agree because some people told me not to join. And then when they see me now, they're like, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
like you made a good decision.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like,
made a good decision. Like,
yeah.
Like it's nice.
I tell you, even my stepfather, he told me he's pretty much not begging me not to join, but he told my mom to tell me not to join. Like when I was joining, because it was 2003. Like first thing I saw on TV when I got to boot camp was them dropping bombs on Iraq. So I'm sitting there in dental like,
Yeah.
like what did I do? but yeah, 22 years later, we both you got tilted
Yeah,
the
you
glass.
got tilted, man.
You got tilted, man.
You gotta get your poor game right, man.
I drink this one. You got it. I said toast, man. This thing all bubbles.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
But I appreciate you bringing me on here, man.
Yeah,
I have no problem talking about the military. Am I gonna miss it? Yes.
Yeah, I think everybody.
It's bitter. It's bittersweet. Believe it or not.
Bittersweet. Want that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put some more. It's probably warm. Freaking warm champagne. Cool. Toast, brother, man.
So, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on. First guest in the off-duty grind studio. Yep. Mm-hmm. But we gonna see y'all. All right. Thanks for watching. And we out.